Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome to the player ratings after that 0-0 draw against Liverpool. Kind of 0-0, let's be honest, wasn't it? Enjoy that 0-0, did you? Well,
to be honest.
It was, and it was thankful to who we'll start off with Karl Darlow, England's number 1 for Euro 2021. Surely got to be, probably not, should be in the squad at least. Karl Darlow. Player ratings. Okay, let's get into it. I'll let you do Karl Darlow. Brucey's just came out there in the post-match interview and said the number 1 jersey is his. Dubravka's got to fight back for it, take it back.
No, fair play. Yeah.
Martin's probably sitting on the sidelines thinking, "Oh shit, I'm going to use as well." By the way, my country's qualified. I'd like to go, but to be fair, he can't just walk back in this team. Martin Dubravka, he's on the bench tonight, and he's got to stay there because Darlow, as much as we love Dubravka, as much as we rate Dubravka, Karl Darlow has been unbelievable for Newcastle, and he has kept us in this game and got us the point in the end. Man of the match, rightfully so. And you could say that more to season, couldn't you?
No, yeah, without a doubt. Like, I always thought Brucey would bottle it. Like, Darlow's been class all season. Like, every game he's kept in it, just as Dubravka has for the last couple of seasons. Like, obviously the highlight was the Tottenham game, pulled out about 12 unbelievable saves, like most since about 2012, I think, since Tim Krul went down to Tottenham. But I always thought, like, I don't think Brucey's got the balls. Like, Dubravka's been too important for us in the last couple of seasons. Like, I think he's a different level. Like, I've always liked Karl Darlow as a backup. I never really seen him as anything more than that. But I don't know how he can get dropped now. Like Dubravka needs to wait his turn. Like, it was always my contention that Dubravka would come straight in, claim his spot back, but can it now? Like, it'd be criminal to do that. Like, Karl Darlow's, he's been replicating what Dubravka's been doing over the last couple of seasons, and I never, ever would have thought I would have said that. Like, at the end of last season, if someone told you that we'd be playing right up until New Year without Dubravka, Karl Darlow starting every game, you'd be thinking, fucking hell, this is a write-off. But he's absolutely earned his spot. He's earned every positive rating we've given him. And I don't think we've given him a bad one this season. Like, even in games that we've lost, the goals that we've conceded, there's nothing he really could have done about any one of them, to be fair. Like, he's been immense every single game, and he's got to be not just Newcastle's number 1, but England's. There's no better than him at the minute. Jordan Pickford, Pope's been shite. Henderson can't get a start. And there's no one else really knocking on the door. Like, Darlow is not just the best English goalkeeper at the minute, but I think he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, and that's a statistical fact. Like, he's the best one you can have on fantasy football. Outstanding. 10. Massive 10. Saves from point blank range. Absolutely.
What really impressed me tonight was the one where he parries it away. He doesn't just push it out, he puts it to the left so Salah can't get the tap in. And that's the defining moment there, because Salah's thinking, right, this is going to bounce off my shin and get me two of this and I can get the winner. He pushes it away to the left. He parries it away from goal. That's what's so impressive. So impressive. Like, it wasn't just point blank saves, a bit of fluke, a bit of this. Like, his positioning, his hand to the ball, everything unbelievable.
Yep. 10. Kind of deserve a bigger 10 than that. The next one, DeAndre Yedlin.
I'm so happy, right? So pleased that I give Yedlin his first good rating since about 2017. Because, I've said it for about a year now on this channel, at least 2020 anyways, after lockdown of where he was. And in recent weeks, kind of believe he's still been getting picked. He's linked to going to Turkey next week. Transfers to Turkey, transfers to the MLS. He's playing ahead of Kraft, who's on the bench there. He's playing ahead of obviously Manquillo, who's maybe suffering with COVID or whatever. He can't even get in the squad. And today, that was the Yedlin that we used to always rave about. Yeah. He had his going forward, but he had his tackling as well. I mean, people said in the watch along, like, almost said, "Oh, Yedlin, great tackle." Comments like things you'd never think you'd hear this year. And that was 2020 summed up in that. Yedlin, a great tackle. We've never said that, even when he was at his peak.
I was going to say, even at his peak, like, going forward was his biggest trait. He was never a great defender, but he made up for it by how quick he was. Like, he's getting forward, his ability to join in the attack. That's why he was in the team. He was never there for his defending. But today, he was immense.
He was unreal. He's marking, he's sliding, tackling, he's timing, going forward, he's overlapping. Everything was brilliant.
I think the determination to get forward as well, like breaking into that pace that we haven't really seen in years, like even since lockdown. Like he just looks so lethargic. Like he's like a shadow of the Yedlin that we used to know. Like I say,
he looked like he didn't want to play for it.
But I like getting forward, bursting forward, looking determined to break through and like help create something. I haven't seen that in fucking years, man.
No, he looked tonight that he wanted to play for it. He looked like he was dead up for it, like everyone did, to be fair. I give Yedlin a 9.
Yeah, I thoroughly agreed. And we could say the same about Fabian Schär. We'll get straight into Fabian Schär as well. He's another one who's come under deserved heavy criticism since lockdown. A player that we've been crying out to say the best for. Player of the Year 2018. Where did he go? Did he so leave with Rafa? Is half of him in China? Who knows? Yeah, like literally since like the start of like the first half of last season, he wasn't great, never really stood out. But after lockdown, Jesus Christ, along with DeAndre Yedlin, I think both of them were mentally on holiday. Like I don't know where they were. They were an absolute shadow of their former selves. Shocking. Haven't seen it since. This season, he's been poor, slow, nothing. But today, absolute turnaround. That's the 2018 Schär that we know. And there's a massive call here for man of the match. Like I think it's between the three that we've just done. It's obviously got to go to Karl Darlow, but for how unimpressed we've been with Yedlin and Schär in the past few months, especially Yedlin, like we don't even want to see him in the squad. Like there's 3 fullbacks there that you could put ahead of him. But Fabian Schär, there's no one else really, with Lascelles being out, Dummett being out. The next best thing you've got to look at is Isaac Hayden or Emil Kraft. But Schär today earned his stripes, put his body on the line. He was everywhere, tackling, blocking, clearance off the line.
Not passing. 1 but 2.
Yeah, unbelievable. We'll give Darlow the crown with the number 10, and I'll give Schär same as Yedlin a 9.
Yeah, definitely pushing there, like 9 out of 10, 100%. He's amazing.
I think them 3 were our best players there.
Yeah, and Wilson top kind of go unnoticed as well.
Yeah, another honourable.
To be fair, Matty, who we'll get onto as well.
Yeah, another massive honourable mention I thought was absolute solid today was Federico Fernández.
Oh, he was immense, Fernández tonight, and finally, hopefully, over this fatigue, because I think that's definitely weighed over him. It wouldn't surprise us, as Brucey's done in the past, of chucking players in too soon. Fernández, ever since he had this Rona and then he came back, he hasn't looked himself. But tonight, he looked like himself from like last season. Last season, 2019, Federico Fernández. He had the captain's armband tonight and he thoroughly deserved it. He was incredible. Getting in the way of everything, blocking everything, commanding the defence. So I think a couple of times we're seeing Mane and we're thinking, oh, he's going to cut inside and have that curling shot, but we're doubled up on him. Fernández was always there. He was always there from crosses. He was an absolute unit at the back, Fernández, and he can have another 9 as well.
Yeah, thoroughly deserved. Ciaran Clark alongside them, he was solid as well. I don't think he was as important as what Ciaran Fernández were, but still, brick wall, loads of blocks, loads of tackles, right time, right place. Had a great header. That was probably the best chance of the game, really. Fantastic save from Alisson. Another powerful header like the goal he scored against Leeds. Again, he was immense, just as the others. I'd give him an 8, though, not quite as on par with the others, but still phenomenal.
Yeah, unfortunately, I thought he had one for like, but good save from Alisson. But Clark, solid as ever.
Matt Ritchie?
Better second half, I thought.
Yeah.
Second half, he sorted himself out a bit more. He had that aggression, the fight. First half, I doubted it. The other thing went astray. Got caught out a couple of times, but not too heavy, to be fair. I don't want to be too critical of him. And then second half, he was the one that delivered the cross for Clark that nearly got with the winner. So a good game. If we're judging 90 minutes, which we are, Richie had a very good game tonight, to be fair. So I'll give him a good 7.
Yeah, I thought he was good. There was one moment in particular where like the ball was like bobbling up. It was like a game of ping ball. Like the ball was just keep bobbling up, and Ritchie was just chasing after each one, getting stuck through, like trying to like drive through everyone. Like it was like barging through a locked door. He was just getting through fucking everyone, like trying to get the ball forward. It was like Liverpool were in possession, like keep like heading it back towards like their defense, and he was just getting in amongst. Like I love that. Like that's what we're like from Ritchie, and we see that fairly regularly. Like he's passion and he's like everything. Like he's a fucking nutcase. Like you'll get stuck right in, which we love to see. But like the quality is what's been questionable over Matt Ritchie for a while. But like like today it wasn't always there at times, but it was still a good performance. A couple of decent balls in, solid enough. Like I think 7's very fair.
Yeah, every team needs a nutcase as well. By the way,
they do. Like a Cantona, like a Keane. Yeah. Like take the fucking players by the scruff of the neck. Like need pussies. Like no one's just gonna let people get away with murder. Like definitely.
You didn't see enough these days either. I think that's why Arsenal's in decline because
like dying art.
Yeah. Anyway,
Matty Longstaff.
Yes, free Matty. That's what we've been trying, baby. The difference between him and Sean, mate. We said it within like 5-10 minutes of the game where he picks his head up. Through ball into Wilson, straight away. If that's Sean, he looks where Darlow is. The difference between Matty and Sean, mate, unreal.
Massive, yeah.
Energy, legs, enthusiasm, forward thinking.
He seemed to win like every second ball as well. Like he was absolutely everywhere. Like I say, like his energy, closing everything down, getting amongst the play wherever he could, positive passing, looking up, like everything that we want Sean to be, but he's not. Sean's a shadow of Matty. Sean's the older brother, but I'm sorry, but his performances over the last year have just been so poor. And for some reason, I've got no idea why Matty's been frozen out all season, because I'm pretty sure he's been fit for most of it. I think the start of the season, he was injured, but he's been fit for a good few months. And he can't even get on the bench, where Sean's been appalling. But the Man City game was a surprise that he started. I didn't see that coming. But I thought he was good where he could. I think Man City absolutely dominated that game. He didn't really get much of a sniff, but we're seeing elements of what he showed tonight, like his positivity, his legs, his energy in the middle of the field. But today, he really got to show it off. He had more of an opportunity. And everything, like you say, fucking amazing. He's passing that ball into Callum Wilson. We haven't seen a centre midfield player do that in ages. Like John Joe Shelby's what pass master in the midfield, but some days you don't even get that from him. His passing hasn't been great over the last few months. We need a player like Matty in the middle of the field, and I hope that's his place cemented until he fucks it up. For me, that's his place now until he goes a bit more like Sean. If his performances start to dip, then maybe rotate, give Shelby, Sean, Hendrick an opportunity. But for now, you kind of drop him after these last two performances. Let's say the City game is okay, but today, phenomenal. A very solid 8. Borderline 9. 8.5. Isaac Hayden.
Isaac Hayden gets an 8 for me. Solid as you like. Some crucial interceptions, especially on the edge of the box. Mopping up play. He, again, looked fresher tonight, more rough for it tonight. I think he's suspended for the next game. So that's a big blow against Leicester, who, again, are a top 4 side at the minute. But Hayden tonight did his job perfectly, and I think him alongside Matty, where Hayden can sit still, Matty can get up and down. Matty can be the one to look forward, because Shelby's just too lazy, man. Hayden and Shelby can be a great combo on the day, but Shelby sometimes they'll leave Isaac hanging. You'll leave him hanging to do everything, but Shelby will just sit there. Hayden and Matty complemented each other well today. Did his job perfectly, intercepting, breaking up play, tracking back on the edge of the area. Good 8 for me for Isaac Hayden.
Yeah, I thought it was great today, as everyone was. Jacob Murphy, slightly quieter performance from Murphy, but I think still satisfactory. He was the first one off. It was about on the hour mark. I think 67 minutes he went off. I think that was the right change to make. We were looking at the subs during the watch along. I think I don't really want any subs to happen, because I feel like the dynamic's great. Murphy's doing his job. Joelinton's doing his job. It's working, and I feel like a goal's coming. But I think the change for Almirón, I think we'll get on to Almirón in a bit, but I thought Almirón changed the pace a bit. He was getting stuck right in. His pace was felt. I think Murphy was maybe tiring a little bit towards the end. Couple of decent balls in. got up and down, helped out at the back. As good as you can be. I'd give him a 7.
Yeah.
Joey?
Good to see him in his preferred position there on the left wing / left mid, really, before the bank of 4. Definitely where he belongs, because Man City the other day was terrible, but we expect that. Brucey knows that. Brucey said that. He kind of played up there by himself. Strange why he did. But Joey on the left there, solo play very good. Honourable shout out to try and steal the Brazilian press by doing an overhead kick at one point. Try to totally steal the media's attention away from Bobby Firmino, Brazilian's regular starter, and Joelinton trying to get in there with an overhead kick, and then he tried to score from about 30 yards and all at one point.
Right, good for it.
Stick with it.
Fair play, confidence. I like it. Go for it.
Good. I'd rather see him than shy away from it, but at the end of the day, not sure of the quality's there. But on the left-hand side, the whole of the play was good. The link-up play was good. I think you've still got a question, does he offer more than Almirón? Does he offer more than what Karl or Gale could up top with Wilson? Not sure. But to be fair, it suited the game plan and the formation to a treat the day. I'll give him a good 7 and all, Bollocks.
Yeah, okay. I think he deserves at least a 7. I don't think any player deserves less than a 7. Everyone put in a shift today. In Callum Wilson, what a fucking workhorse.
Everything will go with the attention towards, like we've said, Darlow, Shaw and Yedlin.
Yeah.
And Matty Longstaff. But Wilson the day, like, he had a couple of chances early doors, forces a save from Alisson, forces a clearance from Fabinho. But we've mentioned his strength and everything. Like, his overall play is class, man, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, it really is. Like I think we've been saying it for weeks now. I feel like if you don't really watch him that regularly, like, I must say, like, I didn't really watch him week in, week out at Bournemouth. Like, watching him more regularly now is a surprise to me. Like, just how quick he is, but how strong he is and all. And like the strength and the pace equals power. Like, he's a really, really powerful player. Like, when he's on the ball, like, you can see him like already like barging into people. Like, when there's a long ball up, you can see like he's using his strength. He's not a massive lad. He's not like 6'3" and out. Like, he's around about 6 foot, a little bit under maybe. But he uses his strength and pace to bully players, which is what we needed. We said we needed that against Man City, because Man City's defence weren't great. They were there for the taking, but we didn't use it. We just stuck with Joelinton up front all day. But today, Nathaniel Phillips, young lad, I wouldn't be too critical of him, but I'm not really... I don't think he's got a future at Liverpool, certainly, potentially not even in the Premier League. I'm not too sure. Fabinho is a very good replacement centre-back, but it's not his natural position. And I think we did utilise that. It seems like homework may have actually been done for once. Like they did have a makeshift defence, and you could tell, particularly in the first 10 minutes, I thought we were going to fucking pepper them in the first 10 minutes. Like, Wilson had that like cross shot put over the bar by Alisson. A header put was it just wide? No, it was just wide, wasn't it? Like, he had a couple of chances. We're actually creating chances. Wilson was getting on the end of them. We know how clinical he is. We've seen at the start of the game that said he's scored 8 goals this season from 11 shots. Like that's such a record. That like goal to shot ratio, incredible. And yeah, like today, I'm disappointed that he couldn't get a goal. I think that would have just rounded off a perfect performance. If we'd have won that game 1-0 with a Callum Wilson goal, that would have been just the greatest thing I've seen in the Brucey era. There's been 1 or 2 positives, not too many, certainly not this season. But if Wilson capped that off with a goal, it would have been just absolute great way to see in the new year.
No, definitely would have.
Yeah, I'll give him a 9 as well. He can have one. First of 2 changes was Miguel Almirón.
I was saying we should bring probably Miggy on, to be fair. Like, and it was a bit of a slow burner, but he came into it towards the end, and the odd time he did have like a couple of double clearances where he was kind of like booting them away to himself to chase. He can cause problems, and it is good to have Almirón on with that pace, especially with fresh legs against tired legs. But we didn't probably see enough of the ball. But he did his job. He grafted and he got up and down and he was tracking back and stuff. So I give him Almirón a good 6, to be fair.
Yeah, I thought he caused a nuisance of himself. He was using like his fresh legs, his pace and energy. Like he was striving forwards, didn't really create too much, but I thought he was good at the back. He was good on like the right hand side. Like he was creating kind of stuff like just trying to help with push on. He's putting balls out wide, like for Wilson to chase. Didn't always come off. Got a few clearances in, a few tackles, forward passing. I think he does at one point. I think I shouted at the TV once when he lost possession, or it was a sloppy pass back. But other than that, like I thought he was pretty good today. I was happy with his run out. What did he get? 23 minutes. I thought it was a decent change to make. Like particularly for Murphy. I think that was a good sub on a good time.
Yeah.
The only other change was a bit of a late one. Jamal Lewis, didn't really see him get involved in the game much.
No.
And we'll wrap it off with Brucey.
Brucey tonight, for the first time in quite a while, it seems like we're organised. It seems like the players knew what the rules were, what the plan was, how to commit to that plan, how to follow through with the idea of the game. And we seem to play for the manager as well. Like, obviously, a lot of question marks have been over Bruce, have been over. Has he lost the dressing room in recent times, especially the last couple of weeks? And sometimes it's pointing towards yes, especially obviously the local press, like so the Chronicle and Lee Wright have been getting a lot of stick off Bruce, where he's ignored them and not wanting to reply to answers in conferences. But the day we saw that they did fight a lot more. They came out of the blocks flying. And to be fair, we were joking along in the watch along, like, have they been watching what we've been seeing? Have they been watching social media, what the fans have been saying? Because there was a positive outlook on the game for the first time, and not just against a top four side, but against any side where they didn't just sit back, defend, negative, give in. Everyone thought it was going to be a forfeit tonight. Everyone thought we're going to concede 4, 5, 6. But the way we started the game, we thought, hold on a minute, like this is good. This is nice to see. Well, unlike the stats that were brought up on the screen before the game of being bottom in terms of touches, possession, shots, everything. We actually started the game the best I've seen us start a game in months and months. And the annoying thing is why can we do this against the champions and not last week in the quarterfinal against Brentford? That's the annoying thing. And even before that against Fulham, against a newly promoted side. But tonight they stepped up, they gave effort, they gave energy, were organised, and fair play to Bruce. He got it right. Like we said, even the subs, I thought the subs were good subs. So he can have an 8 out of 10 tonight for Bruce. That's probably the highest we can all season, fair.
Probably ever. Yeah.
All right.
Do you think it was a case of he'd done his homework, or were the players just fighting?
Both, probably. Maybe both for a change. I mean, if you don't know how Liverpool, the champions, when all the focus on them from everyone across European football is, if you don't know how their play are set up, then there's something seriously wrong. You might be able to get away with like the odd underdog at Brighton, like we've seen how good Lamptey was and causing problems. But if you don't understand the threat of Liverpool and how they're going to play football, you haven't got a Scooby. So one of the Steves pulled it out of the bag tonight.
Yeah, that was my fear, that they probably did know how good Liverpool were, like particularly that front three, and it would just be a case of sit at the back, sit off, try not to get beat by 6 goals, similar to the Man City tactic, really. That was my fear for tonight. I didn't think we would have got hammered. Like, I wasn't optimistic about this game, but I didn't think we would have lost, like everyone thought, like a cricket score, like 5-6-0. I thought it would be tight, fairly close, but expectations massively surpassed. Like, went to them, could have won. Effort from every single one of them. I can't remember the last time we did a player ratings where everyone got at least a 7.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. Like, nah, especially since lockdown.
Yeah, like even in like decent performances, there's been the odd one, like a Yedlin or a Shaw or a Sean Longstaff, where we've been critical, but not everyone pulled it out the bag tonight. So I'm out of the mood for it.
Definitely, aye. Nice way to see off absolutely shite, yeah.
More of it in the new year, please, Brucey, if that's not too much to ask for.
I'm over it in 21, please. Aye, everyone was playing for Brucey's birthday tomorrow, weren't they?
Aye, Brucey's birthday. I hope they're getting the fucking double kebabs in the night.
Double done.
Extra chili sauce.
Extra chili, extra cheesy chips tonight for Brucey. Pop your player ratings in the comments below. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV, and we'll see you in the new year. Cheers.